Hello and welcome to this week's show. Thanks so much for joining us today. I'm your host Trey Winowitz and you're watching Right on the Money. Our goal for the show is to always equip you, the viewer, with accurate financial information so you can make educated decisions for both you and your family. Now we've got a great show lined up for you today, so thanks for watching. We're going to be tackling some difficult financial questions, and we want to take some things that could be somewhat complicated and make them simple and easy to understand. So come on in and have some fun with us today.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, Trey Winowitz was forced to move himself and his family over 600 miles north and begin his financial planning practice again, from scratch. Since then, Winowitz Financial has become a national success story, establishing itself as a trusted source for financial advice in and around East Tennessee. In return, Trey gives back to the community by sponsoring monthly educational workshops and annual charity events. He also hosts a weekly radio show informing and entertaining those in need of financial advice. So, if you'd like to understand more about today's challenging financial environment, if you'd like to overcome your current financial situation, and want to learn from someone with a track record of overcoming, stay tuned for some trusted financial advice that's right on the money.
Now let's get to today's main topic, Retirement Planning Checklist Part 2. Today we're going to be talking about how to plan for your upcoming retirement, or if you're already retired, a few things that you may want to consider for the second half of your life. Now we've got a checklist to cover today. In fact, Part 2 of the checklist is actually what we'll be going over today. We're going to look at the second half of our 20-point checklist, and if you'd like to hear what you missed last week during Part 1 of the show, you can always go to treyw.tv and watch that episode as well. By the way, we've had a lot of people call into the office during last week to get copies of their own retirement planning checklist. I'd be happy to get this to you if you'll give me a call at the office. We can fax it, email it to you, or just send it by regular mail. So just let us know if you'd like a copy of the retirement planning checklist. Now, we've created this because we work with a lot of folks who are in or nearing retirement, and because there's such change in the economy these days. So we want to help our clients and the viewers by getting them the best information available so they can be intelligent consumers. At Winowitz Financial, we want to help make sure that you've got the best game plan possible in place for your retirement, even when things happen that you can't control. I only want you to have to retire once, so we'd better get it right. With today's changing economy, I want to make sure that you've got all your ducks in a row. Oh, thanks, Stephen.
You're welcome.
And a retirement planning checklist can help make sure and remind you of some things that you might have missed, so you can be prepared to meet the challenges of today. Number 11 on our list is understand what health care coverage you have and what you're going to have during retirement. If you're lucky enough to work for a company that has a retirement plan package and it contains health care coverage, you'll notice that they have dramatically changed over the last few years. So you want to make sure that you, before you retire, have a plan and that you understand what the plan is. You also may need to look into a supplemental plan to make sure that your family's health care needs are met during retirement. Number 12 is determine when you should apply for Medicare. To do this, you want to meet with a licensed professional and understand how to apply for Medicare. If you don't know one, give my office a call and I can refer you to someone that you can trust in that industry. We're coming up on our first break, and then when we come back, I'm going to dig a little bit deeper into the retirement planning checklist. Stick around after the break. You won't want to miss this.
For the last few years, it's been harder to make a consistent return on your money. Are you paying too many fees? Could you get cheaper life insurance rates? Could you pay less taxes? Join the hundreds of others that have dramatically saved money using a free fee analysis. That means you've got to make sure your money is working efficiently for you. Call Winowitz Financial today, 691-2433. That's 691-2433, and start saving money today.
Welcome back to Right on the Money. I'm Trey Winowitz, and today we're talking about planning for retirement. We're also giving away a 20-point retirement planning checklist. We've got an important list of things that you need to check into as you plan, and if you've missed any part of our show, make sure that you go to our website at treyw.tv so that you can get all the information we talked about earlier. And of course, you can always give me a call at the office and we'll give you a copy and send you your very own retirement planning checklist. Now let's take a look at the next item on our list. Number 13 is become aware of required minimum distribution rules. This is generally required once you turn the age of 70.5 years old, and there's a tax burden associated with it. It's very important information. When you turn 70.5 years old, the IRS makes you start taking income out of your IRAs and/or your 401k. This becomes taxable to you, and you have to do it even if you don't want to. You also want to make sure that you don't do it wrong, or you'll pay more money. There's a 50% penalty if you get it wrong, so you want to make sure that you get this right. When educating yourself on RMDs, make sure that you explore strategies to ensure the principal is replaced for your heirs as you're taking distributions. It's worth your time to look into RMD-friendly accounts. These provide dividends or even contractual guarantees that will replace the withdrawals that you're forced to take out by the IRS. This maintains the principal balance of your IRA. I've found it's a huge relief for our clients to know that all of these details are taken care of so they don't have to worry about depleting their IRAs, and they can ensure enough money is left to their heirs. It may sound a little complex, but literally we do it every day. Just give us a call at the office and we can go through it with you on an individual basis. Number 14 is determine if you're going to need an income stream beyond your Social Security and pension plan. The best way to do this is to have an independent advisor show you all of your options. I'd be happy to go over your options with you, but if it's not me, make sure that the person that you work with is a member of the National Ethics Bureau and the Better Business Bureau. It doesn't hurt to check a few references either before moving any money. Now, have them look over your assets with regards to inflation. Position them to produce consistent interest rates so that when you need your income, your money is there. Number 15 is update your will and estate plan. If you don't have a trusted attorney or someone to answer legal questions, call me at the office and I'll be happy to give you a list of attorneys that are on our preferred list. Make sure you have a basic will and discuss the details with your family, like the medical power of attorney, financial power of attorney, and make sure that all of your beneficiaries are the way that you want them on every account that you have. You want to plan properly so that you're not going to have to take money out when the market's going down. We try to give our clients a very clear picture of what an income plan looks like for them. You want to ask these questions. What are you doing right now? How long will that money last? How much are you paying in fees for your various accounts? Our clients are generally looking for three main things when we help them. Number one is to keep the principal safe or protection first. Number two, they want to make a reasonable return, generally between 3 and 6%, and 3, to have a plan that's simple and easy to understand. Now, after this next break, we'll cover the final 2 items on our 20-point checklist.
Are you planning for retirement? Which path should you take? How can you avoid mistakes? What about a second opinion? Get sound advice for today's market. Make sure your future is secure. With principal protection, reasonable returns, simplicity and safety, call Winowitz Financial today to schedule your complimentary financial review at 865-691-2433.
Thanks for joining us at Right on the Money. I'm your host, Trey Winowitz, and today we're finishing up talking about the retirement planning checklist. If you've missed any part of the show, be sure that you visit TreyW TV and watch what you've missed. There you'll also find a wealth of resources to make you a more informed consumer. Wrapping up part 2 of our checklist is number 16, consider your needs for long-term care protection. I can't stress enough, I'd get all of your options and look at this from an independent advisor. Look for a National Ethics Bureau member, as I spoke about earlier. But working with an independent advisor helps you know the advisor represents more than one insurance company. As a retiree, you want options. By the way, explore how to get protection without paying a monthly premium. If you've never heard of that, maybe you should just give me a call. There are ways to achieve very adequate protection for long-term care without having to pay a monthly premium. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of traditional long-term care insurance where you have to pay a premium all the time. Number 17 is perform a fee analysis to make sure your money's working more efficiently. Now, I'll have to say this is probably one of the #1 reasons people come in to see me. They want to make sure they aren't overpaying for the accounts that they own or paying for benefits that they never use. Saving a 1% annual fee is like making an extra 1% rate of return. And in today's interest rate market, that 1% really makes a difference. Finally, let me make sure that you're not overpaying for your investment fees. Make sure that you're getting your money's worth and that the returns on those accounts are enough to justify the fees that you're being charged. And then just know what the fees are. Give me a call and make sure that you aren't overpaying on those accounts. Number 18 is bring in your life insurance to an independent advisor for a review. Man, have I seen some great results lately from some simple reviews of current life insurance policies. Life insurance rates have dramatically gone down in the last few years, and it's worth your time, either me or someone, to look at your insurance coverage and see if you can get the same coverage for cheaper or in some cases even eliminate the premiums. Number 19 is bring in your annuities to an independent advisor for a review. This is equally as important as your life insurance in my opinion. I help people every week with their annuities that think they work a certain way, but they really don't. Some people come in, they think they aren't paying any fees, and sometimes they're paying a lot of fees, and it costs them more every year to stay in the annuity than it does to get out. Like your life insurance, there may be a way to enhance the benefits and reduce the cost at the same time. Number 20 is just to enjoy the rest of your life. So now we've listed the second half of the 20 items on our 20-point retirement planning checklist. Make sure you call me at the office to get your very own copy, and you can use it to make very educated retirement decisions about your upcoming retirement. Coming up after the break, we're going to hear from people just like you how they've benefited from a second opinion at no cost. I'll see you right after the break.
For the last few years, it's been harder to make a consistent return on your money. Are you paying too many fees? Could you get cheaper life insurance rates? Could you pay less taxes? Join the hundreds of others that have dramatically saved money using a free fee analysis. That means you've got to make sure your money is working efficiently for you. Call Winowitz Financial today, 691-2433. That's 691-2433, and start saving money today.
Now that we're back, I'd like to tell you about some real-life folks that you may can relate to, because it never hurts to have an extra pair of objective eyes take a look at your situation and see what can be improved. Even if strategies that you're using can't be improved on, sometimes people say it's a huge comfort when I tell them that what they're doing is working well, or maybe they should continue on the same path. However, in some cases we discover that some of the products or strategies they thought worked in a certain way actually don't. And sometimes not getting a second opinion can be very costly. If you want to be a part of this Money Matters segment, please give us a call at the office for a complimentary review. As you'll see, everything's kept confidential, but your situation may help some of our other viewers secure their financial future. So give me a call and maybe your case will get picked for the show. I want to take a second to introduce you to a few people who came in the office recently for a no-obligation second opinion, just to be sure. And these people were glad that they did. So let's take a look at this week's case. Hey, Jana, can you bring me my notes? Thanks. All right. Our case study this week comes from Greenback, Tennessee. Two retired farmers. The husband is 70 years old and the wife 68. They had farmed for many years, and as well as their family before that. They called in for a meeting just like you after watching our television show. Main concerns: they had just sold their farm and actually were downsizing in homes, very, very common, had worked the farm for years and now looking for a little bit smaller location, easier maintenance, and kind of a one-level home. Also, they had a number of CDs. They had worked with the bank for a long time, and over the years their CDs had some really good rates, but they were starting to renew at very, very low rates, and they were looking for a little bit better alternatives for interest. Also, the husband had to start taking his required minimum distributions. So if you're nearing the age of 70 and a half and this was a concern for you, stay tuned for the results of this part of the show. How do they do the RMD was a big concern. What do they do with the money? How much should they have to take? And then once they take it, you know, what happens to the taxes and all that stuff. So those were all their main concerns. The steps to success. We were able to analyze their current situation, spend a little time talking with them about their needs, their goals, what they wanted to do for the rest of their lives. Also, we shopped for some fixed rates. We came up with some really good safe accounts that increased their rate of return, gave them some more tax efficiency, and kept their money in a liquid place where they could get to it in an emergency. Lastly, we also spent a lot of time talking with them about how their RMDs, their required distributions, were going to be calculated, and we're able to educate them a little bit on how that was going to work. The results. We helped them set up a monthly income plan, but we also used some products that would help preserve their asset from the IRA as they were taking their RMDs. So this was a very big help for them, but most of all their heirs, the folks the money is going to go to when they pass. We then gave them some great options for increasing their rate of return on their CDs, gave them some tax efficiency, and also just kept the money liquid where they could get it if they needed it for emergencies. And lastly, we came up with a systematic plan to help them take their RMDs and keep the money safe. We also eliminated some fees. So if this sounds like something that can help you, we'd love to see you. Give us a call today for a complimentary review, and if your scenario gets picked for the show, you're going to receive a Right on the Money prize pack. But most of all, we want to help you. Coming up next, another opportunity for you to be a part of the show. Post it on our Facebook, tweet us, or email us your financial questions, and stick around for the viewer mail section.
For the last few years, it's been harder to make a consistent return on your money. Are you paying too many fees? Could you get cheaper life insurance rates? Could you pay less taxes? Join the hundreds of others that have dramatically saved money using a free fee analysis. That means you've got to make sure your money is working efficiently for you. Call Winowitz Financial today, 691-2433. That's 691-2433, and start saving money today.
Are you planning for retirement? Which path should you take? How can you avoid mistakes? What about a second opinion? Get sound advice for today's market. Make sure your future is secure. With principal protection, reasonable returns, simplicity and safety, call Winowitz Financial today to schedule your complimentary financial review at 865-691-2433.
Welcome back to Right on the Money. I'm your host, Trey Winowitz, and it's time for you, the viewer, to be an integral part of this show, Viewer Mail. This is the part of the show where you send us your questions about anything financial. In order to get your questions to me, you can post them on our Facebook page, tweet your question to me at TreyWTV, or email them to me at advice@TreyWTV. If your question happens to get answered for the show, you'll receive a Right on the Money prize pack just for your willingness to help out our other viewers. This package has a retail value of over $50, so please don't stop sending us those questions. Our first viewer mail question today is, my CDs are coming due and the rates of the bank are terrible. Is there anywhere I can put some of my emergency money to get a better interest rate? Well, depending on how liquid and accessible you want your money, there are a variety of different options. The other thing you want to consider is, are you wanting to stay completely guaranteed and safe, or would you consider a low-risk alternative? In the same guaranteed category, maybe you should consider a fixed or CD type of annuity, but for a more liquid alternative, our clients tend to use some municipal bond portfolios. However, you really should sit down with me or another qualified professional. Sometimes, depending on the client's entire picture, I may actually recommend keeping the money safe and in a bank as well. When looking at any financial decision, I would always recommend using someone that's a member of the Better Business Bureau and the National Ethics Bureau, and someone who's completely independent. Then you can make sure you're getting an honest second opinion. Thanks for that question. And our next question is, can I start an IRA if I have a 401k? It's possible for many workers to participate in both a 401k and a tax-deductible IRA at the same time, but the rules are very complex and confusing and very easy to get tripped up on, especially for married people. If you want to find out if you can contribute to both a 401k and a tax-deductible IRA, you need to do considerable homework and consult with a qualified tax provider. We have a staff of CPAs who help our clients during tax season. I'd be happy to sit down with you, look at your situation individually, and then we can both discuss with the CPA how these rules apply to you and what you should or shouldn't do. Thanks for that question. The last question we have time for today is this. What should I do if I made a mistake on my federal return that I've already filed? Well, it depends on the type of mistake you made. Any mathematical errors are caught in the processing of your tax return itself, so you may not need to correct these mistakes. If you didn't attach a schedule, the IRS will contact you and ask you for the missing information. But if you didn't report all of your income or claim a credit, you should file an amended return. For those type of questions, we have CPAs that work for us. Give us a call at the office, and most of the time we can look at a couple of past year's returns and call them and answer your questions on any particular case. Thanks a lot for your questions and keep them coming. Stick around after this short break for Right on the Street. See what some local people just like you think about the stock market and other financial topics. You may actually see someone that you know.
Are you looking to recruit and retain great employees? Would you like to reduce your retirement plan cost? Now you can offer employees the opportunity to keep their retirement funds protected and growing. Separate yourself from your competition. Make a difference in the retirement of your employees with little to no additional cost to you and no change to your TPA, payroll, or existing 401k company. Call Winowitz Financial today to find out more about this exciting new product.
For the last few years, it's been harder to make a consistent return on your money. Are you paying too many fees? Could you get cheaper life insurance rates? Could you pay less taxes? Join the hundreds of others that have dramatically saved money using a free fee analysis. That means you've got to make sure your money is working efficiently for you. Call Winowitz Financial today, 691-2433. That's 691-2433, and start saving money today.
And we're back. This is Right on the Money, and I'm Trey Winowitz. See what some local people just like you think about the stock market and other financial topics. You may actually see someone that you know. When should someone start thinking about retirement?
Maybe when they turn like 75 or 60.
Okay.
Somewhere around in there.
What should someone be thinking about before they retire?
Well, I guess if they could get their home paid off, to get as much, to have as few monthly payments as they have to have.
As far as retirement, I heard that you retired recently.
Yes, I did.
What did you retire from?
From retail.
Okay, how long did you work in retail?
I was 5 years in retail.
Okay, and did you enjoy it?
No.
How much money does somebody need to retire?
For how many days? How old are they? Where do they live? You can live in a simple way. You could live in Knoxville. I wouldn't know. Out where we live, it takes a lot less.
Okay. As far as retirement, what are some of your fears about retirement?
Well, I guess my biggest thing is monetary.
Okay.
You know, I'm on Social Security, and I'm getting a decent amount. But with the way the prices keep going up, and the cost of gas, and everything goes up, I'm just concerned that I'll be able to live a fun life. I want to have fun now. I'm out of the job. I'm free. I can do what I want when I want.
Right.
And I want to be able to do that. I don't want to have to sit at home because I don't have any money.
Typical age is what, 65, but then also with, I guess where you are currently financially, do you have enough money saved up for typical expenses for the remainder of 20 years?
How much money does somebody need in order to retire?
That's the question, isn't it?
It is.
That's the tricky question.
All right. Do you have a retirement plan?
We do.
Okay. What's your favorite thing about your retirement plan? Or do you have a feature of it that you like?
No.
Okay. No?
I do not. No.
Okay.
That could be improved.
What's your least favorite thing about it?
The fact it's growth.
Okay. And when should someone, in your opinion, start seeking some advice concerning retirement planning?
Oh, the sooner the better.
I agree.
The earlier you start, the better off you'll be.
Well, this particular area that I was in was luxury items.
Okay.
Women's purses and leather goods. And we didn't suffer a whole hell of a lot.
Really?
I mean,
So people, economy's bad, people still buy a nice purse?
Right.
I don't understand the concept of retirement because we're self-employed and we work on a different plane, but you know what? I think retirement's a mistake. I think what you should do is move on to doing something you enjoy and still try to make money from it.
What's the least favorite feature of your retirement plan right now?
That it takes so much time to manage it. It's like a full-time job.
Okay, what words of wisdom would you give for someone that's trying to plan for retirement?
Put some money back, try to plan ahead of time what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, and know where you're going and where you want to be.
Hey, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
And we're back. This is Right on the Money, and I'm Trey Winowitz. We're just getting ready to wrap up the show, but before we go, I'd like to tell you about an old Louisiana tradition called lagniappe. Lagniappe means to give someone a little something extra, and the way that we want to do that here at Right on the Money is to brighten your day at the end of our show. So with that, here's a little lagniappe for you. Now I've got a fun math proof for you today. It's called the value of human capital. Now you know engineers and scientists will never make as much money as business executives, but here's a rigorous mathematical proof that explains exactly why this is true. Postulate number one we'll go with is this: knowledge is power, right? And time is money. And as every engineer knows, work overtime equals power. Well, since we all know that knowledge equals power and time equals money, we have work over money equals knowledge. Now all of our math geniuses out there, solve for money, we get work over knowledge equals money. So what does all this mean? Thus, as knowledge approaches zero, money approaches infinity, regardless of how much work is done. The conclusion is, the less you know, the more money you make. And that, my friends, is a little lagniappe for today. I want to personally thank you for watching our show today. I hope you found our show helpful as well as a little bit entertaining. If there's anything at all I can help you with financially, please don't hesitate to call our office. And remember, any plan that we come up with will always have three main goals for your money. Safety first, or protection of your principal, is always number one. Making a reasonable return on your money in what some would consider an unreasonable market. And number three, keeping your plans simple and easy to understand. If that sounds like something you want, I know I can help you. Also, please keep the financial questions coming. We'll do our best to get them answered on the show. I'll see you next week at 3 o'clock for more trusted advice that's right on the money.